Imagine your school's kabaddi team makes it to the state finals. The match is tied, someone is tagged out, but the opposing team denies it. The players start arguing. Without an official rulebook or a referee, that argument never ends. Now zoom out from the sports field to an entire country. If a nation operates without established rules, whoever holds power can make or break laws on a whim. There are no limits, and the citizens have no way to challenge unfair decisions. That is exactly why countries rely on a constitution. It is the supreme rulebook. It lays out the exact structure of the government, how leaders are chosen, and the specific boundaries placed on their power. A constitution is an active, protective shield. By putting the rules in writing, it holds leaders accountable and protects everyday people from arbitrary authority. When India gained independence in 1947, it faced exactly this challenge. Millions of people, speaking different languages and practicing different faiths, suddenly needed a unified framework to govern themselves as a free nation. To solve this, representatives from across the country gathered in what was called the Constituent Assembly. For nearly 3 years, these leaders debated every single provision, mapping out the architecture of the new democracy. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar served as the chairman of the drafting committee. He guided the enormous task of organizing these debates into a cohesive legal document tailored to India's highly diverse society. The framers pulled from India's own ancient traditions of local village governance and then integrated effective democratic concepts from around the world, like the parliamentary system from the UK and the idea of guaranteed citizen rights from the United States. By weaving these global and historical threads together, the Assembly managed to stabilize a fragile new nation, formally establishing the Republic of India in January 1950. The very first page of this massive rulebook is the preamble. It opens with the words, "We, the people of India," making it clear that the government's authority comes directly from the citizens, not a monarch or an outside power. Look at the specific terminology it uses. Sovereign means India makes its own decisions free from external control. Socialist points towards reducing economic inequality. And democratic republic means the citizens elect their leaders, including the head of state. It also promises a secular nation. This does not mean the state is anti-religion. Instead, it guarantees that all religious beliefs are treated with equal respect by the government, and every citizen is free to practice their faith without interference. These opening words serve as the moral compass for the entire country. Every subsequent law, policy, and judicial ruling is expected to align with the promises laid out in this single introductory page. But stating those values is easy. Actually making them work across a landmass as large and complex as India requires a highly engineered mechanical structure. If you concentrate all the power in one central office, the system breaks down. To solve this, the Constitution relies on federalism. It splits the power. There is one central government handling national issues, layered over multiple state governments handling local concerns. The rulebook explicitly divides responsibilities into 3 lists. The union list covers national interests like defense. The state list covers local needs like police and public health. And the concurrent list covers areas like education, where both levels of government can make laws. Within those governments, power is divided even further into 3 branches. The legislature writes the laws, the executive enforces them, and the judiciary ensures fairness. By scattering authority across state lines and government branches, the framers built a system of checks and balances. This structural friction is intentional. It prevents any single leader or group from dominating the entire country. For the individual citizen, the Constitution provides immediate protection through fundamental rights. These include the right to equality and freedom of speech. They are strict legal promises, meaning if they are violated, a citizen can go directly to a court of law to enforce them. Next to these are the directive principles of state policy. These are long-term goals, like ensuring a good standard of living or protecting the environment. You can't sue the government if they aren't achieved immediately, but they are instructions the state is required to consider when writing new laws. The document also outlines fundamental duties for the citizens themselves. These are civic responsibilities, like respecting the national flag, preserving cultural heritage, and protecting the natural environment. The entire system rests on this equilibrium. The state provides guaranteed rights to the individual while directing the society towards prosperity, and the citizen repays that protection by fulfilling their duties to the nation. Society changes, and a rulebook written in 1950 could easily become obsolete. The framers anticipated this, so they designed the Constitution with the mechanical ability to adapt, making it what we call a living document. The legislature can officially update the text through amendments. As the country progressed, the 86th Amendment was passed in 2002 to guarantee the right to education for young children, permanently adding a new protection that wasn't there at the beginning. The courts also modernized the document through judicial interpretation. When the Supreme Court examined the original right to life recently, they determined that in the digital age, this right naturally extends to protecting a citizen's online privacy. Through careful amendments and modern court rulings, the Constitution continues to breathe and evolve. It remains an active shield, securing the values of 1950 against the challenges of today. If you were sitting in the Constituent Assembly today, writing the rules for the next 70 years, what value would you want to ensure is protected forever?